I don't know why I do this to myself. My kids are buck wild today and we're all sick and I really needed to get this video up, so I decided to just film it in the morning while they're both awake. And my video is not going as planned as per usual. Hi. But hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Paige. I am a 28. I think that's the first time I've said this in a video.
And my birthday's will be 4.
Yep, and Scott was going to be 4. I'm 28 years old. I'm a wife and a mother of 2 little girls. And I, today, have been trying to get this video up for a couple weeks, and it just has, we've been so busy this summer, I don't even know where time has gone. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster of a ride here. But this video is really important to me because I'm going to dive into some women's health stuff. Baby, I'm gonna try. What, baby? What? And I'm also going to review being on the Depo Shot and go from there. Am I gonna have to wait till you go down for a nap to record? Huh? Am I gonna have to wait till you go nap? Okay. I'll wait till you go nap. And we'll try this all over again. We're also all sick, so yay. But I'm actually gonna take a small break and we will resume back after this one goes down for a nap. But yes, I wrote notes to keep on track about what I wanted to talk about, and if I didn't mention in my really awesome intro that just happened, I am talking about women's health today, my struggle with it, and what I am doing, what I'm not going to be doing, and all that fun stuff, and then kind of reviewing the Depo Shot for you guys. It's just kind of, like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to call this video. You are still going to hear Scarlett in the background. She is playing her Nintendo DS, but she is distracted, so let's get into this. I have really never in my life felt like a normal human being. I have always had some sort of like health issue that has just really messed up my life. It really started when I started my cycle for the first time, but then I've also had digestive issues where like I possibly had celiac disease. Then they found out it was just like a gluten intolerance. If you guys want a video on that debacle, let me know about how I got diagnosed with a gluten intolerance or maybe celiac disease. Really awesome. So I've just always struggled with some sort of ailment, health issue, and I've just never known the word normal in my life. My periods have always been probably the most prevalent issue since they happen every month. I get affected by them the most. When I first started my period, I had really rough periods. This was before kids. I would basically, the actual cycle itself, I would be down for like the first 2 days of it, literally bedridden. I missed a lot of school or work from it because I just could not function as a human being on it. I've been hospitalized because of it, because of the back pain was almost like comparable, if not worse, than labor. It was so bad one night that I actually went to the ER for it. And then I had heavy periods. They're just the worst. I really hate being a girl because of my periods. I have been put on birth control before I had kids because of my periods. They told me they would help me. Never been really like a huge fan of birth control. It's really hard to explain, but basically 1 month I had almost 3 periods in 1 month, so I decided I was done. I didn't notice a huge difference in helping me. Yeah, sure, I may not have had like really heavy periods, but having 3 in 1 month, I was done. So after Scarlett, I had my firstborn. I started my periods pretty quickly after postpartum with her because we were unable to breastfeed with her. When I had my first postpartum appointment, my doctor, who I was already not a fan of because of a very hard labor with her, kind of just like nonchalantly put me on birth control without even really asking me if I wanted to be on it. And I have always been the person that does not speak up for myself in like a doctor's office because they're a doctor. They should know best, you know, they know, but really you know best for your body. And they ended up giving me like a lighter dosage because I told her I was not a fan of birth control and like I had had so many periods on it, blah 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 blah. And I actually, that time around, it wasn't like the worst experience. I still just am not like a fan of it because I don't like taking a pill every day. I forgot all the time, but I wouldn't have periods sometimes, and then if I did have a period it was very light. I can't remember if I had like symptoms leading up to these like non-periods or periods. Like I can't remember my like other symptoms. I just know that the actual periods were a lot lighter. But we obviously got off of it, or I got off of it when we were going to start trying for our second baby. And then we had little Charlie, and I was able to pump exclusively with her. Again, I wasn't really able to breastfeed, but we pumped exclusively for about four and a half months. And then I would say I started my period around January or February. And it all kind of, I just went to a chiropractor and she asked me like, why do you think migraines started, which I'll get into in a little bit. And they started right around when I started my period back. And I just now realized that, even though she asked me that question and I said I don't know. So it is. And then they were like really irregular. Like I didn't really know when they would come on because...
Grandma was going to cry.
Oh no! I am really good at reading my body. I am really good at knowing when my cycles are going to start. But for the first couple months I could not read them. And then finally I started...
You don't get the princess anymore.
Okay, baby. I started to notice that I was getting really moody, almost depressed, and then I would start my period. And I had those symptoms when I really didn't know I was going to start my period, and like looking back, I was like, how did I not realize that I was going to start my period, because I had these same exact symptoms. I would literally be unbearable to be around. I still am. Like the week before my period, I am unbearable to be around for my husband, for my kids. I cry all the time. I'm emotional. I'm, like I said, almost depressed. It's really bad. And I would just get these complete lows in my mood. And then when I started, they were back to being pretty rough periods again. In the month of June, I had probably my worst period I've had in a really long time. Like I said, like the mood was the thing that really bothered me. Yeah, the bleeding sucked, but the mood was the thing that like, I was like, I need to do something for this. So my mom has had the Depo Shot for quite a while now, and she has spoke very highly of it. And I did a lot of research beforehand, but like I just kind of went off what my mom was saying about it, because we have very similar like body, like women's health issues. And like I kind of like saw the research for it, but like blindly kind of like, oh, it's gonna work for me kind of thing. So I got the shot in June when I was on my period, and a month later I was supposed to start my period, and they told me I would still have a normal period on it for like the first time, and then you pretty much don't have a period after that. So the 18th of July I started getting really bad cramps. I started going through that hormonal change where I was getting depressed again, just really not myself. I had really bad cramps, like the worst cramps I've had for a while. But a week went by, still no period. And then another, like maybe a couple days, and I finally started to spot. So that was the 18th of July this kind of all started. It is now August 8th, and I am still spotting slash having like old blood slash like still bleeding 23, 24 days later. I am not exaggerating in any way. I am still on my period 23, 24 days later, and I am miserable. Like, because not only am I on my period and just having to deal with that every single day, but it's still the hormonal. I'm going through these huge like mood swings for almost a month I've been going through huge mood swings, and I'm literally over it. Everybody was like telling me, well, you have to wait for, you know, the Depo Shot has to balance out and everything like that. And so like I was still gonna give it the benefit of the doubt until I went to the chiropractor yesterday. I had a 3-day migraine and I needed to get adjusted in my neck. I could tell my neck was having a lot of issues, so I went to her. She's also an acupuncturist and someone who deals with hormones. And I've actually wanted to see her a while ago, but I couldn't afford her because my insurance wasn't going to cover anything, and she was kind of a little bit pricier for at least like the hormone side. She's not bad for like chiropractor side. So like I told the person like who answered the phone all my issues, and they said, well, we don't really know what we're going to do with you yet. We're either going to adjust you or maybe try acupuncture for your migraines. So I go in with her and they're so busy. Like I was there for an hour before I actually got in there, and I felt not like she really sat down with me before she even adjusted me. She sat down with me, got a whole history. I asked her every question I've ever asked another doctor that never got answered. Sorry, I'm like really passionate about this and like really fired up. I've asked her every question I've ever asked a doctor in the last like 10-15 years of my life, and she answered every single thing. She debunked everything that I was ever told by a doctor. Basically hormones, I do have a hormonal imbalance, which I have thought for years that I've had a hormonal imbalance, but they've never tested me at a regular doctor, or they've never even made the steps to maybe looking into that. She said right away all the symptoms I'm saying, which I don't know if you guys want like a whole list of symptoms, but I will try to get it really quickly. Basically I have migraines, I have fatigue, lack of sleep, weight fluctuation, I have a low sex drive, like almost non-existent, but I think that might be from the Depo. But I've always kind of had just like a lower sex drive, but like it's non-existent now. Night sweats, but I think that was also caused from the Depo. I'm very anxious, like anxiety stuff, mood swings like I've said, and then my scalp issues that I've been dealing with for years, and she said basically everything that I've listed is due to a hormonal imbalance. So she basically said to get off the Depo was the #1 thing, and then after I have a couple cycles we will start doing some hormone tests. We will start treating me for a hormonal imbalance, because she already knows I have a hormonal imbalance, but she just doesn't know particularly like what's imbalanced, so she has to test that, and then she's going to treat it through acupuncture. And then she adjusted my neck and did all the adjustments, and I felt really good, and like my migraines went away. I have literally never left a doctor, any type of doctor's office, and felt just the relief I felt like I'm finally gonna get my life figured out. I'm actually kind of like crying about this right now because like it's just been such a long battle. And I will say, every time I've gone to a chiropractor, they have done more for me in one appointment than a doctor has done in the 15 years I've been going. I've already been tested. Like I actually went to a doctor about a week before I went to the chiropractor, and the only thing they found wrong with me which was a vitamin D deficiency, which my chiropractor said is also a hormonal issue. They gave me the vitamin D supplements, and I've done this already with them like 3 years ago. I've already gone through this. I've already known I had a vitamin D deficiency. I've taken the vitamin D supplements. I still have a vitamin D deficiency. Like I said, I just feel like the doctors are not listening to me, and this chiropractor that I went to listened to me every single word and just sat with me for a very long time, and like their office was packed, but I didn't feel rushed at all. She really tried to get down to the root of my issues, and like I said, I just left that appointment feeling so good, and I cannot wait to start doing the hormone treatments for myself, because like I said, I've been dealing with this for at least 10 years, if not more. My reviews on the Depo is basically do not get it. I've only done it for a month, so I really can't say, you know, past that if it really will help me, but so far this month or month and a half that I've been on it has been literal hell. I do not like it at all. The side effects are not my cup of tea, and like my mom loves it, but also I have to think she's like 22, she had me when she was 22 years older than me. She's, you know, in her 50s, like it's gonna do something different to her body than it will for mine. So I do not recommend it for anybody younger. My chiropractor said to get off all birth control. She doesn't recommend any type of birth control really. She says because it does not do anything for your hormones. It just basically, and it's not, I mean, it's not healthy for your body not to go through your cycle, obviously, which I know that, but like it was just so bad that I didn't want it. But I obviously know that I need to go through a cycle. But I think she kind of mentioned that once you get your hormones balanced, it's not going to be nearly as hard. And like I said, I just can't wait. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about like what I've been through, my symptoms, if you guys go through this, like I said, I've never been diagnosed with anything like endometriosis. I've never been diagnosed with any type of like period, like, I don't know the terms. I know like it's I know there's a disorder with like a period, but I've never been diagnosed with anything. And I feel like my doctors have never made the steps to figure out my period issues. So I'm, like I said, so freaking excited for this journey to start. I will try to keep you guys posted as much as possible if you guys are interested in this, because I do think this is such an important issue. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing kind of like sit down videos maybe once a month about like how my journey is going. I stopped working out because my headaches were getting so bad, and then I've also kind of like got off the diet because since I'm on the Depo, my appetite is just all over the place, and I'm still trying to eat healthy, but the portions are just like either I'm eating a crap ton or I'm not eating anything at all. So I'm not really focusing on my diet, which I know I should, because a healthy diet is going to make you feel better as well. But I've just got so much going on that it's so hard for me to like focus on like food and things like that. So my weight loss is kind of halted for right now. And I'm just really, really focusing on the hormone issues and trying to get myself better through that. And then I think everything else will just fall in line. And she said basically like sleeping, everything that like the hormones are affecting is affecting the rest of my body. So I feel like once my hormones get balanced, like everything else will just kind of fall in line and be much easier on me. At least I'm praying that happens. So yeah, if you guys want to see more updates on my, you know, women's health journey, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to follow along as well. I would love to have you guys here. I'm really excited for like the journey ahead. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.